Hi everyone, and welcome to the house at Pig Corner. On a damp and drizzly day in late November. For any first-time visitors, we are following the lives of a herd of 13 guinea pig boars. Although we only really get to see 10 today. Well, 11 actually, but Harvey's very difficult to spot. So good luck with that. These lucky boars live pretty much free range, free to run around and forage by day, but with a luxury pig house where they return to sleep. So they've the best of both worlds, freedom by day and safety at night. They sleep in a shed conversion designed and fitted out especially for pigs, with a separate annex for Amos and Albert. They've a secluded backyard where they roam and forage, in use like this for over 2 years without any losses. Although having said that, there are foxes fairly close by, so safety is always a concern. So today, for a change, Amos and Albert were let out first, before the main herd. And on impulse we let them all mix together for a few minutes. Mainly just to generate some interest, and to see what would happen. This is not a daily occurrence, and it only happens very occasionally and only for a short time. As you can see, Percy and Piggly B have made their way straight into the annex, perhaps not even realizing that Amos won't be at home. No doubt they'll have a good old rummage in there, checking every space, upstairs and down, leaving their scent everywhere, before joining the fun and games outside. As you'd imagine, Amos is very much the center of attention, although Albert's now also starting to have the same effect. Percy's soon leading the chase after Amos with several others all joining in. Anything in the playground is very difficult to capture on camera, as safety and keeping things under control has to be the main priority. Suffice to say, Amos and Percy managed to squeeze in a good bit of piggy hanky-panky before we called a halt and put Amos and Albert back inside. Even after a few minutes Amos was pretty worn out, and it's not worth letting this carry on too far. He does seem to enjoy it though, but it wouldn't be fair to risk letting it get completely out of hand. So whilst those two are back inside recovering from the excitement, the herd are left to carry on as normal. And they'll still be excited and worked up for a while, I expect. So the Duxtables are having another moment together. You may remember these as youngsters when they arrived last February. Just 5 weeks old when they got here, living on the top floor with Amos and Pike supervising. They're not really close like they used to be back in those days. Now just 2 members of a larger herd, with a complicated hierarchy, which seems all very much up in the air at the moment, to be honest. Dexter seems to have a mark on his left ear which we'll need to check out. He can be very difficult to catch though, so that's easier said than done. So later in the day Amos and Albert are out again, but this time on their own. As you can see, Albert's now been trained to use the ramp, which is better for him than having to jump up and down. So good boy, and well done, Albert. For the most part they just want to scamper around the yard and forage and graze in peace. Which is what they're doing this time, without being bothered by the baying mob hot on their heels. This is up by the top fence, left of the greenhouse, where the gardener stores all her crap. I think the grass up here must be tastier than the stuff down near the shed. It's a good place for them to hang out, as there are lots of places to play and hide. It's the same place where Henry got lost back in the summer just after he arrived, and ended up spending the night here. So it looks like they're starting to head back towards home, which brings us nearly to the end of this episode. It's probably better if they are left to enjoy their time out in relative peace in future. Maybe with just a couple others for company. As and when it's possible. Any of Henry, Gordon and Dylan would be the best choices, if available. So the antics we saw earlier won't be something which is repeated anytime soon. And it'll be back to the usual routine again from now on. Thank you for watching as always. I do hope you've enjoyed your visit here today. I'll be back later in the week with some more of the same. Yet more piggy fun as we head into winter. Cheerio for now then. See you again soon.